A fifth grade student gave me this book when he left because I was not very apt in doing things. And he said to Mrs. Lamont, my replacement. He expected me to learn all this on the computer.
Being at Drew, I love being at Drew, and my fondest memory is becoming support staff for the year.
Definitely the friendships I've made during my years at Williamsburg, and also the memories of my students using Spanish in natural settings.
My memories are all going to be tied up with the kindergarten children that have come my way. I counted, and I think I'm close to over 300 children, and my first class are now finishing college.
The best thing I've done while being an elementary librarian is participating in the Barrett Zero G team and getting to fly on the zero gravity plane, so can't beat that.
I met a new family from India. They were here for 1 year on a diplomatic mission. We became friends. I applied for a Fulbright scholarship that year and was awarded it, and ended up going to New Delhi the following year after they had returned back home. I was able to visit with them twice. That is an amazing thing. We're still in contact, and it never would have happened without my teaching career.
One of my fondest memories here at school, and I have many, is of a student from a foreign land who had multiple health issues. And on graduation day last year, she came to me after graduation with a bouquet of a dozen red roses to thank me for all the help that I gave her to get to that day.
All the family parties, the dancing. I love the United Nations Assembly. All the joy on children's faces when they have accomplished their goals, and being with staff, just it's wonderful. I think doing social service, you feel satisfied at the end of every day that you can make a difference.
One particular memory that stood out was of my summer school teaching, and that was brought back to me by two young ladies who I met in Bluemont Park, both of whom were Muslim. And I didn't recognize her, and I was so surprised to have these two young ladies say hello to me. And she said, don't you remember me? You taught me in summer school. It was such a good experience. And that certainly was one of my fond memories.
One of the nicest things that I ever had the opportunity to participate in was taking one of my students to the Hirshhorn Museum to see and hear a speaker, Nathan McCall. My student, Pablo, was a kid who was very loyal and a borderline juvenile delinquent. He got into trouble from time to time. We finally get up to Mr. McCall, and Pablo looks at him and shakes his hand and says, "You shouldn't be speaking to college-age students. You're wasting your time. You need to spend more time talking to high school students. We're the ones that need to hear you." So McCall signed his book to Pablo, "Keep on reading." And as we were walking out, Pablo looked at me and he said, "You know, he was absolutely right. I never thought about the music I was listening to and the junk I was putting into my brain. I need to read more books, and I'm going to read more books."
I think my fondest memory actually is all of our graduation ceremonies that we have. Each year is different. You see students cross the stage, and you know where they were when they started with us and how far they've come and what they've achieved, and it's just such a heartwarming feeling. It's exciting, it's happy, and it's very emotional for everyone.
It doesn't matter what kind of car you have or what kind of house you live in, but if you make a difference in the life of one child, the world may be different.
Just like in any family and in all relationships, there will be misunderstandings. First of all, assume goodwill. Second, don't take it personally.
You know, teaching's not a job. It's not something you just try. It's a mission. And for those who are into this profession, they need to realize the possibilities that they have to actually change people's lives.
Just to be open and friendly, and to really take time to talk to your coworkers. And you know, we're all individual people with our own individual lives.
Do not dash off accusatory emails that you CC to the principal and supervisors and can't take back.
Remember why you went into this profession, why you love it, and look for people that love to learn and love to laugh.
Just take a deep breath, practice mindfulness, and chill out.
Kindness is an endless echo. And so my advice to anyone is those little small acts of kindness go a long way, and they continue and continue, and the people that you provide that kindness to, then they provide kindness to others.
Visit my granddaughters and babysit them whenever I want to, and also to take trips at a time that is not a school vacation.
I discovered a few years ago that there are people out there who just kind of spend their lives traveling around the world and have become global residents. And these aren't just necessarily really young or old people, these are a lot of young people too. So I'm going to become a global resident.
I plan every single day to get up and anticipate what's going to come next, that it's going to be a great day, and have an intentional focus to do something, a kind act to serve someone else.
So I plan to relax first, and then I go to visit my relative, my family around in the country.
Finally, at this very old age, going to learn how to swim. I promised myself, and I'm going to do that. It's on my bucket list.
The main thing that I want to do is to be able to spend more time with my grandchildren during the year so that I can participate in activities with them during the school year and school activities that they have.
As a career switcher, I think in the first class after a career in the Navy. And it's been a privilege to teach at Yorktown.
Fly me to the moon and let me play amongst the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, I think I'd like to take a Mediterranean cruise, maybe a safari in Africa. Perhaps I'll dance at the feet of the Eiffel Tower. And then when I come back to reality, I'll continue work that I started many years ago, helping to prepare principals and others who aspire to lead schools at a nearby university. Those are my plans for the future.